dark side.
2, 1, 0.
Hey there, I'm Bob and this is Let's Get Retro. Okay, for a couple of things for you. Firstly, if you're a regular viewer and you saw that intro, right, don't worry, nothing has really changed. Well, something has changed. I've joined up with the guys from a site called Retro on Limb. It's a really cool site, a lot of really excellent content and some really talented guys there, and basically it's similar content to what I do, but just better. Okay, it's like me, but just better. So I'm going to be putting up videos via there and hopefully some articles as well and a few other bits and bobs, so well worth checking out. If you're a new viewer coming via the Retro on Limb site, hello, I'm Bob and this is Let's Get Retro. What I do is, basically I'm a retro collector, as you can see from a small selection of the games I've spent my kids' college fund on. And I play video games and I talk about them, and I mean, just to get you with no illusions, I am a really bad gamer, okay? Let's just go into this being honest, okay? I am just terrible at games. I started off bad at games and I've actually gotten worse. I do love them though, so hopefully I'll be able to tell you about them and hopefully, you know, come up with a couple of funny bits and bobs and things, and that you can, you know, listen to while I'm just repeatedly falling off ledges and driving into hedges and things. I'm Irish, which is why I sound funny. I'm a big Sega fan, big Atari fan. I like Nintendo stuff. I collect basically I'm into a bit of everything. The site's been going for about 2 years now. The Let's Get Retro site. Originally it was called what was it called? Luxury Set Data, that was it. But that was a bit wanky of a name, so I kind of went with Let's Get Retro instead. So anyway, hopefully you'll enjoy the content. So tonight, what I'm going to do for you is, originally I was going to show you a game on the Commodore 64 called Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Now, it's a really weird game, and the truth is, when I actually started recording footage, it was just too... Look, I mean, I went around and I was going into rooms and I was picking up things, and it was like I fed a cat and then Frankie gave me 200 pleasure points or something. It was just, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, even less than usual. So I mean, I'm gonna replay it again. I might do a live playthrough, and I'm gonna do something I've never done before, which is read the freaking instructions. But I'm gonna go and replay that again, and hopefully stick it up on the site, and you'll get a laugh out of it. Instead, what I'm gonna do is, there's a legend in Commodore programming and Atari programming and in just games featuring llamas, Jeff Minter. So I'm going to look at two of his games tonight. I randomly picked Hover Bother and Tempest X3. Hover Bother because it's one of the few games in the Mower based genre. In fact, it may be the only game. I know there was Advanced Mower Simulator supposedly to be on the Spectrum, but I don't know if that ever happened. So it may actually be the only one in that particular, you know, shelf. And Tempest X3 because everyone loves Tempest, and it's on the PS1, PlayStation as we called it back then, and it's a pretty cool game. So we're going to have a look at the two of those. So yeah, just to recap, nothing's changed on the site. Still Room Retro Games, not doing Xbox games, unless you want to buy me an Xbox, in which case I'm delighted. Buy me an Xbox, I'll review your games for you, no problem. I'll play the Xboxes. If you're a new viewer to the site, play games badly. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to say. If you're a purist, maybe you should cover your ears. I do some emulation and some stuff I take, you know, I capture from the original consoles. I know a lot of people don't like emulation, but it just means that in some cases I can't capture, so it means that I can show you any kind of system I want. I'll generally try and make sure I've got the, you know, the original to say, oh look, here's the box, and you know, and what have you. And when I emulate, I try and make sure it looks as close as it did to your TV that you played on years ago when you were a kid. Unless it was a black and white television, in which case, just imagine, okay? Just, yeah, I'm not playing games in black and white. So anyway, there you go. That's enough gibbering for me, and let's go and play some games. Okay, for anyone that doesn't like my ugly mug, I've got some bad news. I have a capture cam of these next vids. I've done it before, but I've changed the format slightly. There is a guy on Retro on Limb, a YouTuber, does some really cool videos. A guy by the name of Monkey Spaz 5000. Now, I don't believe that's his actual real name, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the way he positions his capture cam is actually a hell of a lot better than any way I'd seen before. So I thought, hey, I'll try and do something a bit like that. So again, you should go and have a look at his YouTube channel. It's really good, and he does capture counts of practically everything. So it's a really good example of how to do them. Anyway, enough gibbering again. Let's just play games. Okay, so it's the Atari 8-bit version of Hover there. Yeah, so as I mentioned, Jeff Minter likes his llamas. I'd actually originally said yaks in the video, so I had to go back and re-record the whole thing because I couldn't be arsed editing it. Anyway, oh, there's a llama. He really does love llamas, but just not that way. It's just platonic. So this is released on the Atari and the Commodore 64. I don't think it was a Spectrum one. And yeah, see, you know, love. Just platonic though, nothing weird or creepy. Why is he doing the back of that lamp? I don't want to see any more of this little thing. Let's just shut up and start the game. So I'm playing with keys just to make it a little easier. The gist of the game is you're mowing your lawn. Your dog there, man's best friend, will help you defend your stolen mower that you've borrowed from your neighbour. And you can sick him on your neighbour as well, just to keep the neighbour away. You can only do it for so long though, and then the dog gets pissed off with you. It's just like real life. The mower, there's a little bit of inertia on the mower as well, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of a Pac-Man sort of vibe where you... Oh, bugger. Yeah, so it's a bit of a Pac-Man vibe. Avoid the bad guys, eat all the dots, or in this case, mow the lawn. The lawn? Mow the lawn. And, yeah, basically don't get your mower taken back by its rightful owner. I mean, this is the cool thing. You don't get games like this anymore, you know. You could not get a AAA title out of a, you know, any sort of gardening-based game, really. Except for that Gardening Mama game, I suppose, which, you know, was in the Wii. Although, in fairness, I could see this on, you know, the iPhone or something. Tap here to mow the lawn. Ah, bugger. Stupid dog. So, yeah, basically, you mow the lawn. If you mow the flowers, which I'm going to do now, just to show you, not because I'm cack-handed. I think the wife comes out and berates you and tries to, yeah, take the mower off your hands because you're quite frankly too dangerous to use it. Yeah, so there you go. You basically mow different lawns while an English country garden plays in the background. Remember, folks, I did give you a warning at the start of this video that I am crap at games. Anyway, let's go and have a look at Tempest, and I can be crap at that as well. Oh, it's that lovely PlayStation startup noise. So this is Tempest X3. I'm using an emulation called PSX Fin. Now the only apologies, by the way, my disc is not the best. I really should have gone off and been a niche pirate and downloaded some sort of ISO of it, but I'm just working away with it. So it's a little bit crackly, so apologies on the sound, but just to give you an idea what the game's like. So yeah, despite the fact it's called Tempest X3 in the box, when you actually start playing it, it's called Tempest X. So just give you a quick look at what it's like. It's basically a remake, a reboot, reimagining of the old game Tempest with crazy trippy graphics. Let's see if I can show you what it looked like originally. Let's pick the easy level as well. So this is basically this is pretty close to what the old the original arcade game looked like, except for the slightly swankier presentation. Alright, I'm gonna get myself killed off and I'll show you the swank remake. So, Mr. Minter, other than liking llamas and yaks and other ungulates, he likes his Tempest, so he does. Originally, he brought out Tempest 2000 on the Atari Jaguar. This is followed by Tempest X3, or Tempest 3000 in some regions on the PlayStation. He then brought out... Oh, sorry, Tempest X3 was the name of the PlayStation. Tempest 3000 was the version of it on the new one, which is a console that made the Philips CDI look useful. Well, it's not really a console, it was more just a fancy DVD player with some games built in. Configuration doesn't really give you much, just lets you... Oh, you can jump, I forgot that. You can start on higher levels to get a bit of a bonus. Yeah, let's go with that. So, it's an early enough PlayStation release, so it doesn't really feature any doesn't feature the DualShocks. So you're kind of, which is a pity because it really, you know, worked well with the, oops. So you're basically using the left and right controls to, well, go left and right. And fire, so basically you're zooming around. And again, it's the kind of thing that would really work well with a, you know, with the analogs, especially with a dial or paddle or something like that. And on the early levels, you can pretty much blast around the level by just holding down one direction and firing repeatedly, but that doesn't work after a while. Oh, we got a little droid. And as you go along further, there's spikes and things there you have to avoid as you fly through the tube. So yeah, I mean, it was a great game. Ooh, cool. A great game for, you know, pre-clubbing in your mate's house with a couple of beers or whatever you like to do to unwind. And basically playing this, or post-club to calm down, or whatever the kids used to do back then. It's been so long. I have two kids. I haven't seen nightclub in years. Do they even still do them? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, you can jump. Oops. Yeah, I got caught there. Again, apologies on the audio. I really need to get myself a new copy of this. The original, lovely, pristine copy I had was stolen from my house years back at a New Year's Eve party. Someone basically decided to help themselves to my entire PlayStation 1 collection, which has always annoyed me. So I picked up a second-hand copy, but it was just, I think someone just, you know, put it on their feet and just skidded around the floor with it for a while, so... But yeah, it's a great little blaster. It's definitely the kind of game where you zone out playing it after a while. as I'm doing right now. Sorry, I forgot to say anything there for a minute. Oh, let's avoid the spike. I was about to say, let's avoid the spikes. Anyway, like I said, they're two completely different games. Maybe 10, 12 years between the two of them, but yeah, anyway, that's been a very quick dip into the world of Mr. Minter and his performing llamas. And I'm Bob, you've been watching Let's Get Retro, and hopefully I shall see you next time as I eat electric death.